Hi, I'm Jack Grace, and I'm here with A.M.J.
On the shore with the sea breeze, looking out on what might be.
Hey, Jack Grace.
Hello, how are you doing?
I'm very well, how are you?
Yeah, I'm well, thanks. Yeah, Cellar Bar probably was the first place I started playing. First open mic night I did, anyway, especially, and was indeed the first gig I ever did, which was when they used to run music upstairs at the back, which is now the main entrance. But yeah, it's been my watering hole for a long time. Yeah, I won't say any more than that in case I get anyone in trouble. So.
Find a home just to be free. From these walls that imprison me.
Definitely. I think in order to look forward, you have to look back. I'm so completely proud and happy where I'm from. People, you know, stem the ideology that to be from somewhere that's not on maybe the main scene in terms of larger scale things in the industry is a negative thing. I see it as more as a positive rather than just being, you know, people that say, oh yeah, born in London and blah blah, and you know, in the north, and then you hear people talking, you know, because that's what they think people in London talk like, and they definitely don't. You know,
Yeah.
I've lived there for the last 3 years. It's the first time I ever, you know, sort of lived there, and you know, it was a massive experience. But I think people's idea of what that's about is maybe a bit different. So I think to be where you're from is, you know, I think it's key to you as an individual, and it's massively a part of your identity.
This the lessons that we'll make. Hope is sinking as the lights fade.
I think so, yeah, because when I first started playing, my first experience in the Bournemouth scene was the folk roots, and you know, like Alex Roberts, that sort of vibe. And that for me, Alex Roberts was the first gig I ever saw at Cellar Bar. I was playing downstairs, and I was just like, wow, that's what I want to do.
Yeah.
Like,
He's got a hypnotic sort of vibe
he's
about him.
incredible and such a nice guy as well. Really nice bloke. So yeah, that was the first gig I ever saw. So for me, Alex Roberts was a big influence early on, and I don't think if I had seen that, then I wouldn't have gone the route that I did when I first started, which was more the sort of the acoustic guitar, sort of acoustic folk, not like traditional folk, but it had that underlining element. So yeah, I think it had a massive impact on my writing, especially when I first started, because that's what I was exposed to. And then, you know, moving to London and the guys that I was mixing with and the music that I grew up listening to was more sort of soul, R&B, Motown vibe. And so in terms of current writing, it's a lot more that way, just because that's what I'm interested in at the minute. You know, I'll probably change again, and I'll do something completely different again. So.
And oh, I can't take this shit, get me out of it. It's pulling me back, pushing me back down this cliff of doubt.
I think, like, at the end of the day, like, good music is good music, and regardless of whether or not you like it, you can still appreciate it. And I think, you know, the reason why maybe that we've drawn to the same conclusion is because that's the good music, like your Neil Youngs and your Joni Mitchells and stuff like that. They're the greats, in my opinion. You know, So I think that's why maybe people start at one journey but end with other people.
Yeah.
Like, that's just
sort of natural progression.
Yeah, I think as you get older, you discover more music, and rather than just being like, like when I was 14, 15, Alexis on Fire was the best band I've ever heard in my entire life. I wouldn't, still put on the Crisis album, watch out, and still long out in my room to a bit of Alexis on Fire, but I don't see him as the best band ever anymore. And I think that's just because, one, I've discovered new music, and I've grown up, I think, as an artist. So you appreciate the classics more, being it's old and I shouldn't really like it because it's old, but the reason it's so good is because it's not been done better since. Come out on Monday. That was just like the video. Before we'll put the video up first, and give like an advance really of what we're doing. My friend Ben worked really hard on getting the. Thank you very much. Getting the video together. I was eager to put it out, so we put it out as in the release, and it's worked, I guess, from a promotional standpoint, because we racked up these views and new subscribers, which means the family's growing. And, it was a happy accident, but the official release is the 27th of this month, which this month is
Monday.
Yeah, so Monday, it comes out Monday. So yeah, October. It's October, by the way. So it comes out October.
Just in case this doesn't come out Monday.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Or someone's watching it
in November.
In the future.
Yeah.
We're actually on the Jurassic Coast by Dover Hill.
I thought so.
Love it there. Used to go there as a kid. The band at the time was the band as it is, just with the exception of bassist was unavailable. So Joe Reeves, who's my producer, stepped in, plays bass great. Knew all the songs because he's recorded them all. So he's like, I'll do the gig, and from that actually did a couple of shows running with me in London as well, which was really neat. But Joe lived in Australia for a year. His brother's into diving. Joe's into diving. The whole family is. So I thought it'd be really nice to go to Doodle Door. Show the boys what's on my doorstep.
Yeah.
Ali, guitarist, had never been to Bournemouth, so the Cellar Bar show we did, which was like the 12th of August. First time we've been to Bournemouth, first time we've been to Cellar Bar, first time we've been on the beach. Shooting loads of birds with one stone there.
Nice.
I just wanted it to be good, and we took the cameras, and it was cool footage. And, Ben really dug it and said it worked well with the video. So we just sent it over to him, and he used it.
Here we are back at the start, cheating ourselves about who we are. This is the last dance that we'll make. We said this before for a mind's sake.
As you said, I think it's the most coherent from the last record, and I wrote it around the period of the last record anyway. Like, you finished the record in April, we toured in March, and I think it was done before we finished tour. I'd just written it. It was essentially good to be recorded in June of 2013. So over a year ago. So it's developed and changed over time. I refrained from the law of playing it live, because then it would just become an old song, like Ever Changing Path. That's the oldest song on the record. Wrote that about 3 or 4 years ago now. So I thought, well, this is the oldest body of work. I'm going to put it at the front of the record. So, you know, for those who are buying the record and see me live and have followed me, it's finally recorded. So I thought, right, let's put that on first. And then with The Unknown, you know, it's the most linear transition from home. So I thought that'd be an ideal single. And then the idea for the next release, you know, would be, as you said, something that's very different, to just sort of show this is what we've evolved into. You know, I had my manager say that I think it would be better if we put out the other single first. And I just sort of only child stopped my foot, said no, I want this one. And you know, that's the way it's gone, because that's the progression I had. Because I want to go forward, not go, this is what I'm doing now. Oh, by the way, here's something that's kind of like what I used to do. I always want to move forward. And if I've already touched on it, then I feel like it's a bit stagnant, and what's the point in, you know, stirring cold soup, you know?
So what's out there where I don't know? Set our compass to the unknown.
The industry more.
Because I've been doing it on my own for so long, you know, we have a makeup, we have a plan, and it's always been in place. It's changed, definitely it's changed. You know, 3 years ago, I still lived in Bournemouth, and then a year ago I lived in Kingston, and now I live in Bournemouth again. So it's always changing around, I guess, my status and where I am and what I'm doing, and how mentally sound I probably am. But in terms of like other industry, like other people in the industry, like, I'm really fortunate that the people I have around me are fantastic at what they do, but they're also great friends of mine. So I'm really fortunate, you know, that I don't have to liaise with people that I don't necessarily like. So I have that rapport with them that I can say I want to do this, and vice versa. And you know, and they'll either agree or they say, "No, you're being an idiot. Do something else." Like when I first wrote "Self-Destruction" off of Home, and I showed it to my guitarist Lewis, he said, "That song's nuts. Why are you doing that? You sound like an idiot." And I was like, "No, listen. Like, I have this idea. I have this picture." Yeah, and it worked. And he, a couple of months back, sort of told me, "I thought you were a bit writing that song, you know, about Mad Max and all the screaming and the kind of theatrical, I guess, style of singing for me anyway." And yeah, he just sort of said, "Yeah, I won't knock your writing anymore," which is funny, really. It was after a couple of beers, and I'm sure he doesn't remember it, but I remember it, and now you all know. So.
I can't take this shit, get me out of it. It's pulling me back, pushing me back down this cliff of doubt.
Well, I've always been nervous of people finding out my influences, because then they'll draw the conclusion that I'm using a lot of, I guess, their styles. I guess it's my failure to be my successors that gives me my sound, ironically. So this record, I've sort of gone, look, these are the guys that I really like Led Zeppelin, like, you know, Jeff Buckley always, like James Brown, you know, Barry White, Marvin Gaye, you know, and I've just gone, right, that's the music I like. That's the music I'd like to write. That's the music I'm going to write. So that's what I did. And, you know, with stuff like especially with what's going on with Marvin, it was very a political step. And at the time, that Motown was saying, no, you can't do that. You're like our love artist. You're our, everyone's heartthrob. And he said, no, I want to do this record. Like, it was a real political record. So, in terms of like lyric structure, I wanted to have almost like a theme, and it wasn't a theme, but like an idea, and I wanted to keep it more ambiguous, so it's left for interpretation. So people can, interpret a song one way, and then the next day listen to it and say, actually, no, I think it's about this. So that's what I had in mind when writing the bulk of the record. I wanted to make it a bit more ambiguous compared to Home, which is like, some of the lyrics were very emotionally tapped, and so I felt a bit burnt out after doing the tour, stuff like that. I felt like with the content and the emotional attachment that I had to it, I almost did like an Icarus, and sort of went too close to the sun and it burnt me a bit. So I felt for this record I want to come back a bit and sort of sit back and let people enjoy it from the point of view that they might want to interpret it. They might not want to know what it's about because then it might ruin the song. So I've just sort of sat back a bit. That's my theme for this record. We've been playing the songs off the record now since probably July last year, but not like every show. Like some of the songs weren't. We've started recording in. When did we start recording? Like June this year. So some of the songs have been creeping in, just because I want to play them. I've got something new. It's like when you buy a new set of clothes and you're like, I really want to go out and wear them. You can't just like wear a suede jacket out when it's raining. You have to wait for the right time. So I've kind of done that a bit with the new songs. Excuse me. If I'm doing, I'm more likely to play new songs at a show where there's more people that don't know who I am, because then I want to get them on my side. So if I feel that my new songs are stronger than my old ones, then I'm going to play my strongest set to get them on board. And then when they're a part of us, and they're on board with us, then I can sort of say, look, here's this is this, and people, when they read into me a bit more, they find out other songs, and some of my earlier work I know is some of the fans' favourite body of work from me, which I don't necessarily play anymore, just because I'm not at that point anymore as an artist. Or it's like, for me, when I do the songs, I like to almost sort of a method act, like get in the zone that I was when I wrote it, because that way I'm going to give the most honest part of the performance, not just like, I'm just going to play the song because that's the song sort of thing. So yeah, it depends really, but I've sort of massively strayed away from the question. But I am really eager to get the new record out and start playing it, and we've just announced a gig here for the 15th, so that will be out on Monday. So yeah, so I'm really keen to start playing the new record as a permanent part of my set now. So yes. Yeah, it's Cellar Bar has been my hub for the last couple of years, and even moving away, I still used to come back and do the shows. So I wanted to do it here, and fortunately the date was free. I did a couple of gigs around the area in about August, September time with a friend of mine who was over from Australia. You know, and he was looking to did a gig here on the Monday, and was speaking to Conrad about doing a gig in the new year, and sort of said that it was booked until the new year. So I was apprehensive at first to sort of ask, because it would be like, come on Jack, it's a Cellar Bar, of course it's going to be booked, you know. But lucky for me, that one date wasn't, and it's exactly when I wanted to do it, you know. We didn't have to postpone the record anymore, you know. It's ready, it's been ready for a couple of weeks now, so yeah, everything will be in place for it. So yeah, you know, it's my home from home. You know, I learnt the tricks of the trade here, learned to judge a crowd, and you know, how to be firm and confident with your own music. Because sort of from an early on in my career, I sort of said, look, I'm not going to be that guy that does covers.
Yeah,
I'm going to be me and playing my music. And if you want to book me for that, fine. If you don't, then don't book me. Been that perspective for a while. So yeah, I'm glad I'm coming back.
I'm on the shore with the sea breeze, looking out how it might be.
Yeah, yeah. I'm a classic guitar guy in that I like to have all the classics, I suppose. Like, I've always been a Fender guy, so I always use those. But like my main gigging guitar and like my road guitars aren't necessarily like my favourite guitars. Like my favourite one is my Telly. It's a bit of a one, not a one-trick pony, but like, you know, it's got flat wide frets on it, so it's not great for bending, and so it's not an all-round guitar. But I've just like almost put together my own Strat. Like, I had a Strat for ages. It was beaten, really. It was beaten up from me though. Like, it looks like a relic, but it's not. And like when I play on stage, I thrash the shit out of my stuff. Depending on what guitar I pick up, is what I play. Normally, if I pick up my Telly, give a little Buckley jangle, and then, you know, if I got my SG, I really love like the darkness of an SG, like they're a real dark guitar. So like putting the neck pickup on, rolling the tone to about like 8, and then having the volume on like 3, so it's really quiet, and then cranking the amp, you get this really like glossy sort of sound out of it. So yeah. I love just playing rhythm and stuff like that on that. So that's where I got the idea for Sleep, because I was just strumming some chords on my SG and it had that rolled off sort of sound. So yeah, depending on what guitar I use, I suppose would influence what I'm writing. But yeah, depends what I pick up, I suppose.
To find a home just to be free, free from these walls that imprison me.
I've got a couple of shows still this year. New Year, we're going to be touring in February and March, and then my friend Morgan's coming back from Australia, and we're going to be touring in May, June, doing the festivals. Maybe another record, who knows. I've already started writing another record, like in my head, and it's again different, completely different to what I'd done with this record. So
you never put a roadblock on creativity.
Yeah, exactly. And we've got a couple of like other releases that we want to put out this year. You know, we've got another single off this record, and then we've got another something that I'm going to put out hopefully before the end of the year as a little Merry Christmas sort of vibe. Favourite pastime is not music. Going to the beach. Favourite snack? I'm loving soup at the minute, so soup. Weirdest thing ever happened at a gig. Lamar offered me some fried chicken at an O2 gig. Favourite song off the record? I really like Sleep because it's different for me, I suppose. Okay, super animal, right. Let's think.
It's a really good experience.
Wow, okay. See, I don't know if I want to do like a really badass animal or something that would just look amazing. Let me think. Oh, shit. Okay, so a penguin with a badger, just because they're the most different animals I could probably think of, and it'd be a badgin, and it would be like the penguin feet on a badger, and like the badger's like stripe on it, so it kind of look like a platypus, but not a platypus because it's a badger.
That is terrific. Right, mate, thank you very much.
Cheers, man.
Cheers.
Thanks
Have
for
a good
having
one.
me. Oh, my saviour.